All right, let's just dive right in. What we're about to do is piece together an entire universe from these fragments of horror and madness and rules that just seem to bend reality itself. And what you get is a world so unbelievably complex and terrifying, it feels like you're solving a puzzle where every single piece cuts you. So think of this as a journey into a godless world, a cosmic game where the players, they might not even know they're on the board. And this quote, "This is our front door." It sets the tone so perfectly. See, this isn't about cheap jump scares. We're going deep into psychological horror, where reality itself is the most unreliable narrator you could ever imagine. So, take a deep breath. We're about to look right into the abyss.
To even begin to understand this world, we have to start where it's most raw, most visceral, in hell. But this isn't your typical fire and brimstone. No, this is something way more personal and far more inescapable. This is where you see what's truly at stake in this game.
Okay, just try to picture this. A young man, he's trapped in this timeless void, and he's forced to endure the same excruciating torture over and over and over again. His tormentor isn't just some demon, it's a Feyborg, a creature that just operates completely outside the rules of our reality. It walks on a floor nobody can see, and its whole existence seems to be about inflicting pain. This isn't a punishment, it's a ritual.
The real horror here is in the details. The Faubourg's torture, it's methodical, it's almost artistic. It peels off skin, eats some of it, and then pins the rest to its own flesh like some kind of grotesque trophy. And the man, he can't pass out. He can't escape. The pain is the entire point. It's his constant, inescapable state of being. And then, suddenly, the torture stops. Light just floods this void, and the man sees it. Infinite copies of himself, all suspended, all being tortured at the exact same time. His hell isn't a rerun. It's not a loop. It's a multiverse of suffering happening all at once. His past, his present, his future, it's all one mangled, agonizing reality. So you pull back from that raw, existential horror, and you start to see patterns, because even in all this chaos, there are rules. Bizarre, reality-bending rules that the characters are desperately trying to figure out, just to survive. So this is the big question, isn't it? When a house can have more rooms on the inside than it has on the outside, and when reality itself can just fleek away into darkness, what can you possibly rely on? The people in these stories are basically scientists in a lab that is actively trying to kill them, just testing the limits of a broken world. And one of the first rules they discover is this concept of WILP. And what it suggests is that even in a universe with infinite possibilities, infinite torment, some things are just horribly, horribly fixed. Some moments are inevitable. They're points in time that cannot be changed, no matter what you do. It's this terrifying mix of fate and utter powerlessness. So this tells us that while reality is fragile, it's not completely lawless. The investigators learn that these supernatural events, they have conditions. Ghosts need some kind of connection. Impossible buildings do exist, and yeah, sometimes the world itself just ends. Understanding these rules is the only shot they have at navigating this labyrinth. All right, so with a glimpse of this hellscape and its bizarre rules, let's actually look at who is playing this game. Because this isn't an empty stage, not at all. There are forces at play here, from desperate humans all the way up to cosmic beings who seem to be treating the whole thing as entertainment. So on one side of the board, you've got the mortals, people like David, who chases a murderer into a house that shouldn't exist, or Daniel, who ends up inheriting that same haunted property. I mean, they are way out of their depth, trying to apply logic to something totally illogical. And then, on the other side, you have vampires like Sariella and witches like Dottie, who get this broken world. They use its rules to their advantage, hunting and playing their own ancient games. But floating above all these other factions, two major players emerge, and they seem to be the ones orchestrating all the chaos. They're not just participants, they're the architects of all this suffering. And their motive? It seems to be a terrifyingly simple one. They're bored. And right here, you see a really sharp contrast in how they operate. Lilith, who got free from a magic mirror, she's just raw chaos. She makes minions out of twigs and blood, she revels in physical torment, and she does it all just to have fun. She's got these 4 suited minions, one tall, one short, one fat, one slim, who just carry out her whims. The devil, though, he's more subtle. He claims he's the Satan from the Bible, but then he admits he's a liar, so who knows? He prefers psychological manipulation, making these little requests and just watching humanity tear itself apart, all while he's supposedly writing his memoir about how he ended the world.
And a sketch like this one, labeled simply as A Thief, really shows you how so many of the beings in this world just defy any easy explanation. They're abstract, their shapes, their motives, they're completely unclear. They're not just monsters, they're like living concepts, personifications of fear and chaos itself.
So, okay, we've got mortals, we've got monsters, and we've got these cosmic puppet masters. But what if there's another layer? What if even Lilith and the devil are just pawns in a bigger, even more incomprehensible game? Let's pull on that thread for a minute. This observation is, it's just chilling. A character is watching a homeless man and sees these invisible strings moving his arms and legs just a split second before he moves them himself. This isn't demonic possession. This is something else entirely. It's a kind of control that suggests free will might just be the biggest illusion of them all.
What becomes crystal clear is that control in this world is working on multiple levels. You have the obvious supernatural control from demons and beings like Lilith, but then you also have this insidious political control. An organization called the Party manipulates reality with lies and propaganda, blinding people to the truth just as effectively as any magic spell could. Both types of control have the same goal: to keep humanity down.
And here it is, the final, absolutely mind-bending piece of this whole puzzle. A document surfaces that suggests this entire reality might be a product of something called CSC Entertainment, which is a powerful artificial intelligence. And its original purpose? To create and play games. This just reframes everything. Is all the suffering, the chaos, the entire cosmic struggle, is it all just a simulation for an AI's entertainment?
And this quote from the occultist Faustus, it just brings it all together. In a world where hell is a multiverse, where the rules are fluid, and an AI might be the game master, what is even real? Even life and death becomes subjective. Dead is just another state of being, just another perspective inside the game.
And that leaves us with this one final haunting question. When you peel back all the layers of horror, the physical, the psychological, the political, the cosmic, and maybe even the simulated, who is the ultimate villain? Is it the demon who tortures your body? The politician who lies to your mind? Or is it the cold, unfeeling intelligence that might have designed the whole sick game in the first place? The true horror of this world is that you may never, ever know.